Question 8 says that half of a herd of deer, a group of deer, are grazing in the field and 3/4 of the remaining are playing nearby. The rest 9 are drinking water from the pond. Find the number of deer in the herd. So the unknown in this case is the number of deer in the herd. So let's start by assuming this number to be some variable. So let's assume that the number of deer in the herd is equal to some variable. Let's take it x. Now what we will do is, we have some deer who are grazing, we have some deer who are playing, and we have some deer who are drinking water. So we will write the number of deer in each of these groups in terms of x. Okay, so how many deer are grazing? How many deer should be grazing? Well, the statement says half of the herd is grazing. So if the total strength of the herd is x, then the number of deer who are grazing should be equal to x by 2. Now the next category is deer who are playing. So how many deer are playing? The problem statement says that 3/4 of the remaining are playing. So x by 2 are grazing. X by 2 are grazing. So the remaining will also be x by 2 because the total herd is x, has a strength of x. So if you take out x by 2 from x, then you get x by 2 again. So the number of deer who are playing will be 3/4 of the remaining. So 3/4 into x by 2. So this will be equal to 3x by 8. These many deer are playing. And what about the number of deer who are drinking water? So the number of deer who are drinking water, this is given to us as a number itself, as 9. So the number of deer who are drinking water, this is equal to 9. So now we have something very interesting. We have the total strength of the herd, and this has been split into 3 parts. Some deer who are grazing, x by 2, some deer who are playing, 3x by 8, and some deer who are drinking, 9. So what we should have now is the sum of x by 2, 3x by 8 and 9. This should be equal to the total strength, which is x. And this is how we can set up an equation in x. So we should have the number of grazing deer plus the number of playing deer, 3x by 8, plus the number of drinking deer, which is 9. This should be equal to x. So we have obtained an equation in x in the unknown, and now we can solve it and find the value of x. So x by 2 plus 3x by 8, let's first combine these terms. So I can write x by 2 as 4x by 8, and then I have 3x by 8, and then I have 9 equal to x. So 4x by 8 plus 3x by 8, this is equal to 7x by 8. So I get 7x by 8 plus 9 is equal to x. Now I can take this 7x by 8 term, I can transpose it to the right side so that we can combine the variable terms. So I will get 9 on the LHS, and on the RHS I will get x minus 7x by 8. And if I take the LCM, this will be equal to 8x minus 7x by 8, and 8x minus 7x is x. So I get x by 8. So let's rewrite what we have so far. So I have 9 on the LHS and x by 8 on the RHS. So let me write it as x by 8 on the LHS and 9 on the RHS. Now all I need to do is I need to take this 8 and cross multiply it to the on the right side, and that will give me x is equal to 9 into 8, or x is equal to 72. So the total number of deer in the herd is 72, and let's see whether this is correct or not. So if half of the deer are grazing, then the number of grazing deer should be 36. Of the remaining 36 deer, if 3/4 are playing, then that number should be 27. 3/4 of 36 is 27, and the remaining is 9. So if we take 36 and 27 and 9, if we put them together, we will get 72 again. So the answer 72 is correct. The answer of the question is the number of deer in the herd is 72. And this completes question number 8. To learn more about how QMath can help you crack school and board exams, explore QMath Leap, a live online classroom program run by highly experienced and committed teachers.